APNU candidate Juretha Fernandes criticizes PPP's treatment of indigenous communities. In a passionate address, Juretha Vanessa Fernandes, the prime ministerial candidate for the APNU, a Partnership for National Unity, expressed strong criticism of the People's Progressive Party, PPP, regarding their treatment of indigenous communities in Guyana. Her remarks came in response to the recently released PPP manifesto, particularly its plans for indigenous empowerment. Fernandes highlighted what she described as the audacity of the PPP to propose maintaining a mere 15% carbon credit allocation for indigenous leaders in their 2025 manifesto. She accused the PPP of consistently disrespecting indigenous communities and believing they can provide minimal resources without repercussions. Addressing indigenous leaders and communities directly, Fernandes urged them to use their votes as a powerful tool for change. If you do not stand up for yourself, use your strongest voice, your vote, she stated, emphasizing that failing to do so would lead to continued disrespect and disregard from the current administration. She further criticized the PPP for prioritizing spending on political mobilization over meaningful support for indigenous development. The PPP spends more on mobilization for a political rally than they do on empowering indigenous leaders, Fernandes claimed, calling on indigenous people to reject this treatment. Fernandes outlined the APNU's plans to significantly increase support for indigenous communities, including raising the stipend for Tusho village leaders from $40,000 to $200,000 and increasing carbon credit allocations to at least 50%. She promised that hundreds of millions of dollars would be directed to Tusho councils to foster community development. Highlighting the stark disparities faced by indigenous populations, Fernandes noted that although they comprise less than 15% of the national population, they account for over 33% of those living in extreme poverty. She called these statistics a wake-up call for indigenous voters to unite and demand better representation. As the election date of September 1, 2025, approaches, Fernandes urged indigenous communities to rally together and vote for the APNU coalition, stating that it is the only political party with a genuine plan to empower indigenous peoples. We cannot continue to suffer under the PPP's government. Let us vote them out, she concluded, imploring indigenous voters to leverage their collective power in the upcoming elections.